Good evening, class. Today's lesson we're going to have a look at Transformers Titanium Series Ultra Magnus. And like so many Ultra Magnus figures we've seen in the past, this really is just a white and blue repaint of Optimus Prime. But I'm a sucker for Optimus Prime molds, so you take an Optimus Prime, you paint it white, it becomes Ultra Magnus, and chances are I'll buy it. So we're going to have a look at this one. We're going to see it's very similar to the Optimus Prime. We'll just basically compare the differences in the paint, really. The truck mode, you know what? It rolls very much similar to the Optimus Prime, not very well. We can have a look here at the truck. Again, it's going to be very similar to the Optimus Prime. We'll compare it to the Optimus Prime in its robot mode. But very similar again, but the main colors being white and blue, which is what we would expect from Ultra Magnus. And we can transform him, which we'll do. As I said before, the Titanium series, lots of die-cast metal parts. Oh, come on. Jeez. There we go. And with that, as I just kind of demonstrated there, inadvertently, figure sometimes has a hard time staying together. And with the die-cast metal parts, we have to be a little more careful when we're transforming it, or we're going to pull the thing apart. So, here I'm just folding out the feet, pull apart the legs, and pull them down. Oh, there we go. We'll adjust this up. We're going to fold basically the top part over, come on, oh, and rotate around. We're going to fold the arms forward here, and this top part will pull back, and that will give us the head of Ultra Magnus. The shoulders, once we separate the arms and the shoulder guards, which is actually one of the more pain in the ass difficult parts to do. We rotate the arm over. Make sure I didn't screw those up. Pop out the hands. Fold this over. Jeez, why is that being so difficult? There we go. You'd think I've done this before. There we go. And here we have Ultra Magnus in his robot form. Like Optimus Prime, he's got the laser rifle. I think it's probably the exact same mold. I think they just cranked out twice as many of the guns for the Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus figures. I guess it's easier than making the same gun in a different color or making a different gun. We'll just use the same one. Because let's face it, it is just reusing a mold that we already have. There we go. The posability on this figure, well, I keep saying it's just like Optimus Prime. So head is going to rotate all the way around. There we go. Shoulder, full rotation this way. Nothing up or down. I keep pulling this part off of the wheel here whenever we try to move it. We can rotate at the upper arm, and we've got a bend at the elbow that goes both ways. It's kind of part of the transformation. We can arguably rotate in the upper torso, but besides the fact it looks horrible, I just don't think it's really supposed to be done. Nothing in the waist. There is a ball joint on his hip, or for his hip, but again, because of this plate here and the plate in the front, we don't have a lot of movement there. We can rotate the leg all the way around, and we can bend the knee. And then lastly, we can fold the feet if we need to. Again, part of the transformation there. Now, the color scheme is going to be the only thing that really sets this apart from Optimus Prime, which, again, we've kind of hit that trend. Actually, we haven't seen it in a little while, have we? With post-Transformers Animated, Ultra Magnus was a separate mold, and we didn't see, I don't think, an Ultra Magnus figure from the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen line. So we really haven't seen the Ultra Magnus as just a repaint of Optimus Prime since the first Classics wave, I think. So it sounds like we're due. Maybe Transformers Prime will see it. Of course, people are going, no, we don't want that. Yeah, whatever. So, Ultra Magnus, as we expect, tons and tons of white on the legs and his arms, his chest, and his face. Now, sometimes that face plate turns, they make that blue. In this case is the silver color with the white little chin scruff there. Do Transformers have scruff? I don't know. And again, silver for top part of his helmet. He's accented with the yellow and the red. I could have done without the red, to be honest. I think the accents should have been silver or maybe the yellow color. I didn't like adding the red, but that's just my opinion. If we want to grab the Optimus Prime, have a look at him side by side, we can just have a quick look at the difference in colors. Again, the main difference is going to be in the details of the paint, but it's pretty uniform where one has yellow, the other one has red or blue or whatever. But the one thing, again, it seems like maybe it's just because it's Ultra Magnus and white and silver seem to blend together so well. Sometimes it looks like they just didn't spend as much time painting the Ultra Magnus. There are certain bits on the Optimus Prime that are colored that aren't on the Ultra Magnus. It seems like Ultra Magnus, once again, is kind of the red-headed stepchild. I think they're supposed to be brothers in arms. Is that what they call them? But they're not necessarily brother. I don't know. I can't. It depends on who you ask and what series you read and all that stuff. I don't think they're actually supposed... Well, can Transformers have brothers? Ah, whatever. I think we're getting a little too philosophical there. So in terms of a grade, you'd think I would give this one the same rating as the Optimus Prime, because it is, let's face it, a repaint of it. But you know what? It's in some ways it's just not quite as good. Gave the Optimus Prime a B, and this one I would say is a B-. And the reason is, I just don't really like the paint on it, and again, it seems, in some respects, a little half-assed. The paint quality doesn't seem as good. I'm wondering if the plastic feels a little softer in the legs, in the parts that are plastic. And it has all the same kind of problems that the Optimus Prime has, where the joints are incredibly loose, and that's just due to the die-cast construction. I find even the chest part feels looser on this one than it did on the Optimus Prime. So if I didn't say it before, I think this figure is going to get a B-. It's still not bad, but it's not great. Unless you collect the Optimus Prime molds or you just really like Ultra Magnus, chances are you could probably pass over this one. Especially if you have the Optimus Prime. You probably don't need the Magnus. But again, I'm a sucker for any kind of mold that's Optimus Prime, so I had to have it. Oh, see, again, the shoulder just pops right off. But at any rate, I think that's our look at Ultra Magnus. I don't have too much else to say about it. It is from the Titanium series of figures. You're not going to play with this one too much. You can, however, put it on its figure stand. Keep saying we're over and it's not. We've got the plate that says Ultra Magnus with the Autobot symbol to match the Autobot symbol that's kind of close to his shoulder over here. And we're so thankful the figure stands on the figure stand. They even mentioned that as a feature in the instruction manual. I'd like to hope so. At any rate, I think that's our look at Transformers Titanium Series Ultra Magnus. Not bad to get if you like collecting Optimus Prime-esque figures. If not, you know what, you can probably pass over it. But at any rate, whoa, I think that's about it for me. Class is dismissed. Have a good night.